Mercedes has officially fired the first shot of the 2026 season. Just hours after unveiling the W17 to the world, the Silver Arrows took their brand new car to Silverstone and proceeded to do something that should worry every single one of their rivals. They maxed out their mileage allocation on day one. George Russell and Kimi Antonelli took turns behind the wheel, completing 67 laps of the Silverstone International Circuit. That adds up to just under 200 kilometers, which is the maximum teams are allowed to run during a promotional filming day. While other teams have been cautious with their new machinery, Mercedes came out of the box running at full capacity. This is significant for several reasons. When Audi completed its shakedown earlier this month, the German manufacturer only managed around 50 kilometers, roughly a quarter of what Mercedes achieved. Racing Bulls opted for an even more conservative approach, using a demonstration event capped at just 15 kilometers before returning for a full filming day the following day. Even Cadillac, with its Ferrari engine, did not use its complete allocation at Silverstone last week. Mercedes did not hold back. They went straight for the maximum, and they pulled it off without any major issues. Here is what I want to know from you. Mercedes has been the second-best Mercedes-powered team for 2 years running, beaten by their own customer, McLaren. Do you think the W17 finally returns them to the top, or will McLaren continue to embarrass the factory team? Andrew Chauvelin, the team's trackside engineering director, kept his comments measured but could not hide the underlying satisfaction. He described it as a sensible first day of running, emphasizing that the focus was on ensuring everything operated safely and reliably. The fact that both drivers got seat time and the team completed their full mileage allocation, he said, was testament to the hard work of everyone at Brackley. What makes this shakedown particularly interesting is the context surrounding it. For months, paddock rumors have suggested that Mercedes' development of the new power unit regulations has been going exceptionally well. Then came the controversy late last year, when rival manufacturers expressed frustration that Mercedes had interpreted the compression ratio rules in a way that could be worth several tenths of a second in engine performance alone. The FIA held a meeting with all manufacturers just hours before the W17 hit the track. While no immediate rule changes were announced, the governing body acknowledged that discussions about measurement methodologies would continue. Mercedes, meanwhile, simply got on with the job of running their car. Alpine, which now uses Mercedes power for the first time, also had a productive day at Silverstone the day before. The French team managed around 140 kilometers before fading light and worsening weather forced them to stop. That is still a strong showing, but it falls short of what the Works team achieved. The comparison between the two cars is telling, even from limited footage. The differences in packaging around the engine and side pods are obvious. A Works team with years of lead time on a project can achieve things that a new customer, still learning the power unit, simply cannot match in the early stages. The W17 itself looks aggressive. The livery features a striking zebra-style design that transitions from silver to black, with the signature Petronas green flowing along the side pods. But beyond the aesthetics, the technical package underneath is what matters. Active aerodynamics, a 50-50 of power split between electric and combustion systems, and sustainable fuels developed with Petronas all represent the new reality of Formula One. Russell takes on the team leader role heading into 2026. The British driver has been with Mercedes since 2022 and finally has the opportunity to lead a championship challenge. His contract situation adds pressure, running on a one-year deal that demands results. Antonelli enters his second season with the team after replacing Lewis Hamilton. The young Italian showed flashes of brilliance during his rookie campaign, but also made the kind of mistakes you expect from a driver learning at the highest level. The 22.6 regulations reset the playing field, giving him a fresh opportunity to establish himself. The team now heads to Barcelona. For the first official test, teams can select any 3 days from the 5-day window to run their cars behind closed doors. 2 more tests follow in Bahrain during February, both open to media and fans. Given the scale of the regulation changes, with chassis and engine rules being overhauled together for the first time since 2014, the FIA has allocated additional testing time this year. Teams need every lap they can get to understand machinery that behaves completely differently from anything they have run before. Mercedes enters as the betting favorite, a position that would have seemed unlikely just 2 years ago when they were struggling to understand the ground effect regulations. The team that dominated from 2014 to 2021 lost its way when the rules changed in 2022. The W17 represents their chance at redemption. Customer teams using Mercedes power will be watching closely. McLaren won the Constructors' Championship in 2005 using the same engine. Williams showed genuine pace on multiple occasions. Alpine has joined the family, hoping to benefit from what many believe is the strongest power unit on the grid. The engine controversy adds another layer to the story. Mercedes reportedly found a way to increase the effective compression ratio of their power unit through thermal expansion of internal components. When the engine heats up during running, certain parts expand in ways that push the compression ratio beyond what static measurements would suggest. Rivals claim this gives Mercedes an unfair advantage worth 10 to 15 horsepower. The FIA has acknowledged the situation but has not banned the approach. Mercedes was transparent with the governing body from the beginning, seeking clarification before committing to the design. Whether that transparency protects them from future protests remains to be seen. Ferrari has reportedly considered lodging a formal complaint once the season begins. Red Bull finds itself in an interesting position. The senior team has developed its own power unit through Red Bull Ford Powertrains, ending its relationship with Honda. Early reports suggest they have implemented something similar to Mercedes' compression ratio approach, though perhaps not as effectively. Silverstone holds special significance for Mercedes. The British Grand Prix venue sits just down the road from both their chassis headquarters in Brackley and their engine facility in Brixworth. The team has a long history of conducting filming days at the circuit, making it the natural choice for the W17's debut. Fan footage from the day showed the W17 cutting through spray, its new livery glistening under gray skies. The images spread quickly across social media, generating excitement among supporters who have waited years for Mercedes to return to the front of the grid. The shakedown at Silverstone was just the beginning. It told us that Mercedes' new car and engine work reliably straight out of the box. It told us the team has confidence in its package. And it told us that while others are being cautious, Mercedes is ready to push. Competitive conclusions remain impossible at this stage. Testing will provide more data, but even then teams hide performance and run different fuel loads and engine modes. The true picture will not emerge until the lights go out in Melbourne. What we can say is that Mercedes has started exactly how you would want to start. Maximum mileage, both drivers comfortable, no drama. The hard work of the past few years has produced a car that runs. Now comes the real challenge, turning reliability into performance, turning promise into results, turning the W17 into a championship-winning machine. The countdown to Melbourne continues. Mercedes has made its statement. The rest of the grid has been warned. The team has a long history of conducting filming days at the circuit, making it the natural choice for the W17's debut. Fan footage from the day showed the W17 cutting through spray, its new livery glistening under gray skies. The images spread quickly across social media, generating excitement among supporters who have waited years for Mercedes to return to the front of the grid.